Hello, Taurus. Welcome, my dears, to your weekly reading with me, Cindy. I was trying to think, is this the first one of the new year with me and you? It's the first time for me, 2020, to be doing your weekly reading because the other ones were pre-recorded. So my nose just got really itchy. It's going to be a good one, Taurus. It's going to be a good reading. My nose is itchy before we even get started. Woo! All right. Okay, Taurus. Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Take what resonates, leave the rest behind, throw it in the trash can, in the recycling bin, whatever you want to do. But I think for anyone, any of these readings, the messages will be really interesting because I'm going back into my Fairies Oracle. I was using it a fair bit in the summer, in the late spring, I think. And then I pulled away from it. I cannot get over how itchy my nose is. On point. On point this is going to be. So, I was really called to get back into this deck just before Christmas. And then I took the 2 weeks off. So all those readings that you guys were watching in videos, if you were able to, thank you, were pre-recorded. So my 2 weeks off, I spent really connecting with this deck again. And I love it. God, the messages in here are brilliant. They're really brilliant. So we're going to delve into it, Taurus. And ooh, beautiful violet flame here for you. And then I'm going to pull out a card or two, whatever comes out from the Journey of Spirit Oracle deck. Let's see where this goes. Okay. All right, Taurus. Get a card. Can we get a fairy for Taurus? What is the message for Taurus this week? A fairy card for Taurus. Everybody's doing this to me. More than one card. Yours isn't too bad. Aries had like 6. You have 3. Ooh. Wow. Oh my gosh. Okay. It's going to be deep. Get ready. All right. And don't shoot the messenger. I'm just the messenger. Energies can be vice versa too. Feel free to do that. Ooh, we got 3. Excuse me. I'm going to show you. Oh, that hurt to call. I started doing this new ab exercise the other day. I didn't realize my lower abs were like, and they are so sore, like even to cough, it feels like I'm being ripped open. Okay, Taurus. What we have here, I'm going to show you all 3, and I'm going to quickly show you each one individually, and then kind of get like a general message out to you on what's going on here. What the fairies want to talk to you about. Now, fairies are interesting. Fairies is very, very old energy, very old earthly energy that was here long before human beings. And fairies have been watching us forever, pretty much since we've been here. And there's so many stories and lore about fairies and pixies and all that, right? So they have messages for us because they're observing us. So the first one you have is Ibe the Retriever. Is it focusing? Ibe the Retriever. Okay, wait a second. I didn't say something. I should have said something. I'm going to say it in a minute. The second one you have is Epona's Wild Daughter. And it's interesting because that was 54 and this is 55. So they're in sequence, these two. The Soul Shrinker. Ooh, this is a hard one, guys. It's a hard one, but it's an important message for your growth. So I'm going to get into that. First, I just want to point out my beautiful background here. Isn't it gorgeous? So I've got like she with chakras. Nice energy. The universe flowing. That was a gift to me for Christmas from my little niece. She's only 4. So I gotta have it. It's beautiful, right? I like it. I hope you enjoy it. If you don't, too bad. From my niece, it stays. Okay? All right. All right. Ibe the Retriever, number 41. Yeah, just quick, and then I'm going to go into the story here. So Ibe the Retriever, this is, when you can't find something that you've been looking for, Ibe is the one who's hidden it for you. But he doesn't think that he's really hidden it. He hasn't done it in like, to be malicious in any way. Ibe has hidden it because there's a possibility that someone else might get it, and Ibe doesn't want someone else to get it because it's yours. So it could be your keys, like, you're looking for your keys forever, and then you find it like in the weirdest spot, or someone else finds it. It's like, I wouldn't put my keys there. How did my keys get? Who put my keys there? No. I put the keys there. Now, I also, though, really talks about a journey and a path. Looking for something that you've lost. Looking for something that you've lost with this card, Taurus. But Ibe knows where it is because Ibe is the retriever. But Ibe knows that you need to find it yourself. Okay? So then we get Epona's wild daughter. So Epona is, look at how beautiful and light she is. She does resonate much light energy, and she can inspire us with her light and her beauty. However, I don't want to say she's a trickster, but most fairies are. So she's a trickster as far as general fairy energy goes, but Epona is really about the dark side. It's also about, you know, having trouble understanding something or looking for answers. And Epona is one to answer your question with another question. Or she will answer your question in such a way that it has been answered, but it's left you with more questions. So in that way, it's a little bit trickster with Epona. Now, the way these three come together is something else, because there's something you're trying to find. There's something that you're looking for. There's something that you feel like you've lost. And now Epona's here to answer the question. Almost as if to say, let's imagine you're walking on a path, you're walking on a trail. And this is general, and it's also kind of out there, so stay with me. Whatever is at the end of that path that you are looking for, that you feel like you lost, maybe it is your keys. Maybe that's all you've lost so far. That's it. You're doing great. Because a lot of us have lost our sanity, lost our happiness, have lost our freedom, have lost our ability to take leaps of faith too. Like, there's so many different things that you can lose at any given time in life, right? And it's always the journey to get it back again. It could be a person, it could be a relationship, it could be a job. Now, so you're going down that path. And for you, it's what it is that you wanted to get, what it is that you feel like you lost. It's at the end of that path. So you're walking in that path. It's a beautiful forest. There's fairies all around. The three most important fairies to you on this path, though, are Ibe the Retriever, Epona's Wild Daughter, and the Soul Shrinker. So Ibe the Retriever has you on the path. You know, this is going to lead you to what it is that you want. Epona's Wild Daughter comes along. There's a few forks in the road. And you ask her, like, do I go left or do I go right? And Epona will answer you, but you'll have your answer, but let's say she says you should go right. So you go right. But what you don't realize is going left would have been faster. But Epona wanted you to go right because there was more questions you had to ask and more answers you had to find. So, and by doing that, you go into darker areas of yourself. You go into a lot more self-reflection. You go into a little bit of panic mode, like, oh my God, I think I'm lost. I don't think I shouldn't have gone right. Like, it's getting darker in the woods. And pushing through that and go, okay, I could see it clearing up ahead. Okay. Like, you pushed through it, right? So Epona's there for that to happen. Epona's there for you to think that you've found the answer, and yes, you have, but there's more dark areas on the path to be explored. To truly get to the end where Ibe the Retriever has what that is that you wanted, what you were looking for is waiting for you at the end of the path. Now, the Soul Shrinker. Now, this is where this is interesting, and it's so interesting that you had this right after Epona's Wild Daughter, because you know, when I said that Epona may tell you to go right, but what you didn't know was going left would have been faster, but there would have been no deeper development of yourself going to the left. You would have reached your goal, but in all honesty, the goal wouldn't have been fulfilled. It wouldn't have felt fulfilling. There would have been emptiness in reaching the goal, because the goal is so much more then what? Wow, I'm feeling like a lot of emotion in this for you guys right now. Like the goal is so much more once you've done this darker shadow work. There's so much more to be appreciative of it. It's about it. It's almost as if if you got to the goal going left, that journey would not have opened senses, let's say. Senses that you could utilize to recognize all the amazing aspects of this goal, what it was that you were trying to get to. Now, by going right, it's a much harder journey. There's a lot of deeper aspects of yourself that you need to look into, things that trigger you. But see, Epona wants the best for you. She really does. All the fairies really do. That's why they're here to give messages. If they didn't care, they wouldn't even come out to give messages, right? Figure it out for yourself, human. Come on. But no. So Epona wants you to get to the goal, but she wants you to open up these other senses so that when you get to the goal, it's like, oh my God, I didn't know anything could smell like that. I didn't know anything could look like that or sound like that, right? And you appreciate the goal, and it's just so deep and fulfilling. Now, on that journey, you're going to be pissed off at Epona's daughter a few times. And that's what the soul shrinker here is talking to you about. So the soul shrinker is being frustrated at the journey, being frustrated at the path, being frustrated at not being able to get to what it is that you thought was yours. It's down at the end. It is yours. But it may not look or be how you thought it was, but it is for you. It's down at the end here. Your retriever's got it, making sure no one else gets to it. However, you need to experience it and receive it on an energy level that you're not on right now. And this is where we get upset. And hey, it happens to all of us. I get mad. I get mad at my spirit guys. I'm like, don't give me that message. I don't want to hear that right now. You think it's so easy? You come down here and live this 3D life. Hey, we do. We get frustrated, or things don't go the way we wanted them to go. And we start looking at outside sources and blaming them. And that's how I see Epona coming into this. Epona's daughter. I keep calling her Epona, but it's his daughter. It's Epona. We know who we're talking about. Because she's the one that told you to go down that path. And I don't like that path, you're saying. I don't like that path, Epona's wild daughter. Like, what the hell is your problem? Why did you do that to me? But you see, this is where that's the part where you're not going to come out of the darkness. So the soul shrinker is here is telling you, when you hit those moments of darkness on the path to get to what it is that you want, it is okay if you want to be mad at someone else, if you want to be upset at the universe, your spirit guides, at Cindy, whoever you want to be mad at. But you're going to have to release it to move forward out of the darkness and realize that everything that comes towards you, whether it's someone else's decision or choice that does somehow maybe affect you, it's really, we're all on a path of our own. And just because somebody was sort of maybe going like this, they're intertwining with your path, and that was frustrating you, or you thought they were on your path and they're not on your path. Everybody's path is different, but it's all about a self-exploration here. And this is a very deep message. I mean, I've done Aquarius, Pisces, and Aries so far, and I have to say this is probably the deepest one, because this is really about something amazing for you at the end of this journey. However, there are points in this journey where you are going to be asked to look very deeply inside yourself, Taurus. And it will be easier to look at outside sources and be angry and frustrated at the outside sources, but that's not going to get you to your journey. That's not going to get you to your goal. That's not going to get you to the end of the path where Ibe the retriever is waiting for you, right? So it's, when you take in those moments of anger or frustration at outside sources, we all do it. It's just knowing at some point, and that's when we go in. that's when you get mad. You know, if you've been lost, if you've ever felt lost, like really, like physically lost somewhere. I think there was once when I was a teenager up at where my grandfather used to live. I used to wander. This is actually funny because I used to wander through the forest all the time. But my grandfather had a black lab, a retriever, which is kind of funny, isn't it? And his name was Duke. And he had a heart this big. He was not the smartest retriever, but man, he had such a big heart. And he would go with me anywhere. But it didn't matter where we were in the forest. I would always say, Duke, it's time to go home. And I would just follow him. He would take me home every time. And I would never think about it. And then, you know, he died. Damn dogs always do. And, but I still took to going into the woods on my own. And I had a little dog, Toby, my own dog. He was a little Jack Russell mix. And he was not so good at Toby go home. He didn't know where to go. And at one point I thought, I'm freaking lost. And this dog doesn't know how to get us back. I was mad at the dog. And it's funny how this story, like this is something that probably happened to me like 25 years ago. 30 maybe. Yeah, probably 30. And it's just all coming to my memory, my mind now, like, mad at this damn dog. Like, because the fear gets in, like, I'm really lost. Like, and being lost in those woods, it's a good, like, 300, 400, 500 miles of nothing but woods if you're going the wrong way. So it was a little frightening. But that's what, like, you can't get past that point until I needed to be mad at the dog. Because he's like, I've never done this before. I don't know what go home means. What are you talking about? But I'm like, you're the dog. You're supposed to know. What the hell? I wouldn't have done this if you... Right? It's just like that fear. You externalize it all. Aim it at something else. I'm not taking responsibility for what I'm in right now. And then at some point, I'm like... Okay, you can figure this out. You've been in these woods lots of times. You've just gone in a different direction that you haven't been before. It's not. And then as soon as I looked at my sweet little dog, Toby, and I said, Toby, come here. And I gave Toby a hug, and he was better because we're like, okay, mommy's not mad at me now. So, but that changed my energy because now I had to rely on me. I had to rely on me. And that was the switch, right? Like, it's amazing what you learn about yourself in the woods. So then I had to rely on me. And I can't remember at what point. I think I just, you know, it might have been a chickadee. Those darn chickadees are always around for you. I swear they're like fairy energy in the forest. And then a chickadee came by and I followed it. I did just a sense. Something happened. And then all of a sudden I saw a clearing like over here. And I'm like, I know, I recognize that clearing. I got to it. I worked through it, right? I released who I put the blame on for being lost and accepted the fact that I got myself lost. I've been in the woods before. Toby hasn't been in the woods. He doesn't know. Right? Does that make sense? Okay. That's really, wow. Interesting message. I really love it when stuff comes through so clearly. Like I just start to get images of all these three characters playing out for what your story is. It's just fascinating. I used to sit at my desk in school. I was really bored with school. You can imagine, like my mind is always going. And I used to stare out the window and doodle. My books were full of drawings and doodles. Ooh, interesting card that came out for me in the Return of Spirit deck. Feline energy. Ooh, I like this. Feline is, you know, you could look at it like the Strength card in the tarot. It's about taming an inner demon. Taming the beast within. Finding strength to move forward in something that you didn't think you were strong enough to, or something that you think was put upon you that shouldn't have been put upon you. But feline energy, I also find that to be very independent energy. Very independent energy. So it's resonating, it's reflecting what I was just sort of talking about with, you know, Pona's wild daughter is going to tell you to go right. There's a reason for it. There's really a reason for it. And it's because you have to find it. And the only way to find it is going inside. So, Taurus. Tarot of Dreams. I'm going to see what comes out. Actually, I'm going to try to get 5 cards. There's 1. Page of Wands. I think we're going to get a little bit of a message why Epona wants you to go right when it's harder instead of going left. That's what I feel like. So what else coming out? Oh, wow. What do we got here? Oh my gosh. 3, 4, 5, just like I wanted. Okay, that's what I was asking for. Oh my gosh, yeah. It's worth going down the rough it's worth it. Okay, so you got the Page of Wands, the Lovers, the Chariot, the 2 of Coins, and the Ace of Coins. Page of Wands and the Lovers. So, I feel that the reason Epona's Wild Daughter wants you to go down the more difficult road, wants you to go down the path that's going to pull out the shadow work, is you are going to find things that really do fulfill your desires. There's going to be new experiences. And to get the Page of Wands and the Lovers, to get those 2 cards together is really beautiful. It's about having choices. You're going to have choices. If you went left, you wouldn't have had choices, because at the end of that journey, you would have got to the goal, but you wouldn't have appreciated what it was that you were looking for, what you were trying to get. And you're going to have a deeper experience going to the right. Choices in companionship and friendship. And then the Chariot comes in. When I see the Chariot, this Cancer energy is the portal of love. This is Gemini energy, the Lovers. The Page of Wands is Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. I get a lot of Sagittarius from that Page of Wands. And the Chariot. So movement, Taurus. Oh, I like that. Perhaps you're not even going down, because I see the 2 of Coins. Weighing out the choices and the possibilities, having balance here. I feel like some of you haven't actually gone down the path yet. I feel almost as if some of you haven't gone down the path yet because you know that there's some choices that need to be made, left or right, and you know some of the choices are going to be hard. And I feel like this is an encouragement to tell you, because the last card is the Ace of Coins. There's your energy, Taurus. Stable foundation to a new beginning that can be built on, and it will last. It will last because you will have done the journey, you will have done the work. Triumph, really. Going down the path that Epona's Wild Daughter asks you to go down is going to bring you new things, new opportunities, new people that open up your desires, that will lead to choices in friendship, companionship, lovers, soulmates, and your life will move much faster. I don't know if you like that. I'm an Aries, so I'm like, all right, yeah, let's go. But yeah, things will move, and there will be a period of time where you will be adjusting to trying to keep balance in yourself and what it is you have responsibilities for and towards. You're going to get it. And then you're going to hit this Ace of Pentacles, which is a brand new beginning for you. A brand new beginning. And being the Ace of Coins and Pentacles, it's your energy. It feels right. You can hang on to it. It's tangible. It's real. You've done the work. And it's a foundation for a wonderful pyramid that will grow and continue your journey. There you go, Taurus. That was interesting. When those 3 cards came out, ooh, I thought, my gosh. But we all have to go through it at different times, and the message is just for you at this time. And like I said, the energy could be reversed. It could be someone you're dealing with and you're watching them go through this as well. So just to know, we've all been there. We can be sympathetic, right? All right. Thanks, Taurus. Have a wonderful week. Until next time, be gentle with yourselves. Bye.